Hey there, my name is Charlie, and you are watching Charlie's Angles. Today we're going to be talking about whether the A7S3 is still worth buying in 2024. Oh man, this is a hard topic because I myself own an A7S3, and I love this camera. It has served me well, and will continue to serve me well in the coming years. So, what is this camera good for? It's really good at wedding filmmaking. It's really good at documentary filmmaking. It's really good at all filmmaking. You can't go wrong with this camera. Some specs of this camera. It has a 12 megapixel sensor, so although it is not the best for photos, it is incredibly good for video. And because of the low megapixel count, it can film in very, very dark conditions. I recently took this camera on a shoot in Nashville, and it performed very, very well. And now that I have hyped up this camera so much, what is the reason to not buy it in 2024? What's making people go, hey, maybe I should not get an A7S3? The reason is a little something called the FX3, the copy and paste cinema Netflix approved version of this camera without a viewfinder. The A7S3 and the FX3 both have the same internals, the same sensor, same processing unit, same everything. The only difference is the A7S3 has a viewfinder and not nearly as many firmware updates as the FX3. So, the answer to is the A7S3 worth buying in 2024? In my opinion, which could be wrong, I'm going to say no. The only reason being is because the FX3 is so similar to this camera. You're paying around $3,500 for the A7S3 as of right now. And for $300 more, you can get an FX3. The same thing as the A7S3, but with a steady stream of firmware updates coming towards it. They are trying to kind of dwindle out the A7S series of cameras by not giving it firmware updates, which is very unfortunate because the Alpha series is amazing. They are putting more effort towards the FX series, especially the FX3. So if you were to go out and buy your first camera, you should not get the A7S3, you should get the FX3. However, if you already own an A7S3, do not sell it. This camera will hold its own against the competitors for years to come. And to sell it now would be a very bad idea, I think. I, for one, and I'm not planning on selling this camera anytime soon, if at all, because I love this thing. It puts out a clean, sharp image, even at 12,800 ISO. It's ridiculously good. The autofocus on this thing is phenomenal. I haven't had any issues with it. It doesn't overheat, even without internal fans. The thing is great. Don't sell it. You won't get what it's worth, because it's worth what you paid for it. Also, if you decide to get something like an FX6 eventually, this makes one heck of a B cam. So don't sell it. I'm filming on it right now. I'm staring at it, looking at it. It's like I'm telling this thing. Okay, sorry. So from my point of view, I'm looking at this camera and going, "You're not good enough. You're not worth being bought." And it's making me feel sad because I'm filming at T2.8, and it makes the iris go really big, and it looks like an eyeball just looking at me like this. Why would you tell me I'm not worth buying? But anyway, yeah. If you made it this far into the video, I'm impressed. I'm kind of rambling at this point. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. And if you want to see more of this content, you can subscribe. If you don't want to see more of this content, don't subscribe. And dislike the video and tell me in the comments how bad of a job I did for my first YouTube video. If you liked this video, also tell me in the comments. if you have any ideas for future videos, feel free to drop them as well, because this is my first video and I have a couple more ideas, but not enough nearly. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next video. As I say in England, peace out.